Online education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. It has always been my belief that more students learn about you, the person, not just the professor, the more they can learn from you. There is no denying the more they realize you care and are interested in them, the more attention they will pay to what you have to present. This is true in the classroom and still true online if you give yourself the opportunity. With that belief, instructor presence becomes paramount in any course, but especially online since physical presence is not a luxury. Life is based on relationships and communication. Even Henry David Thoreau had relationships with others. So why do some act as if educational instruction should be any different? I have never understood professors or teachers who feel they cannot reveal themselves or socially interact with students. While there are boundary lines, especially with the younger students, there is no denying the line that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Cheesy, yes, but a key to interacting with others in schools, sports, religions, politics, or to sum it up, this thing we call life. Think back into your own educational experiences. There are always the exceptions, but for the most part, those professors or teachers we remember and learn from the most are probably those who got to know us and allowed us to get to know them a little. They were the instructors who were able to tear down walls and build relationships, who made it okay to share thoughts and ideas, who made everyone feel more comfortable because everyone was comfortable with them. I state all this because the strength of the course community starts with the instructor. An instructor has the ability to develop a sense of course community by providing opportunities for team building and getting to know one another in design of their course. When students feel community, they are more apt to share, probe, and discuss ideas, which leads to authentic engagement and deeper learning. Community in any course starts with the student-instructor interaction. It is a building block that is essential to the development of any online learning community. The instructor sets the tone early on for what they find to be acceptable amounts of interaction by how they themselves interact with students. If a student begins a course and doesn't hear from the instructor until the last week of the course, we have all heard about the horror stories of that one, they are more than likely not going to interact with fellow students except perhaps complain about the instructor. The instructor in this type of situation has obviously made it clear that they are only providing information and have no vested interest in student learning or engaging with the material and or others. These are the type of solitary online courses that give online learning the often dubious distinction of being substandard and inadequate. From the faculty-focused article, Balancing Act, I thought the section on encouraging student-to-student interaction in online courses hits this right on the head. Both student-to-student and student-to-content interaction stems from student-instructor interaction. Yes, there are always exceptions with truly motivated students, but even they need guidance of an involved instructor to get the most out of a given experience. This notion that the online instructor can have a laissez-faire attitude is antiquated. Early on in online learning, the tools and existing platforms did not always allow for in-depth engagement equivalent to face-to-face classroom. But today this is no longer the case, as the tools and platforms are available to allow for interaction and personalization of online instruction. If we want to teach effectively, we must put the same effort into teaching online as we do to the classroom, and the technology today allows us to do just that. At the end of the day, or the end of the course, I guess I should say, the educational experience, good or bad, truly comes from the combination of social, cognitive, and teaching presence, as known in the community of inquiry. The purpose of an instructor in the 21st century learning environment is to solicit and direct the hows and whys of learning. If students just want the facts, they can Google it. As demeaning as it sounds, it is true today. As educators, we cannot just give the answers. We have to support the journey, whether that is in the arts, the sciences, theology, business, or in technology, or anything else. This is true in both face-to-face and online, as we can no longer acknowledge or accept that there is a difference. We may, as do learners, have preferences based on our learning and our teaching styles, but accepting differences as a standard is not acceptable any longer. The learning community in your course is your course. As instructors, we must embrace, foster, focus, encourage, and inspire it. This starts from the very first welcome we send out and is directly related to the presence we put forth through the life of the course. If we do it right, the life of that course will extend far beyond the end of the semester. As W.B. Yeats said, education is not the feeling of the pail, but the lighting of the fire. While admittedly utopian, those words should be the premise of every course we design and support the passion with which we teach. Will this course simply fill the pail, or will we light a fire? I would suggest that our presence in the course goes a long way towards answering that question.